Hello, everyone. The role between service and survival. As you all may know by now, or you may be brand new to the channel, I was once an individual that did rideshare. I've had an abundance of rides, a lot of different experiences, and I'm here to tell you that the role between service and survival, they go hand in hand. Depending on your perspective, it may not go hand in hand until later. The first part, um, the role between service. Service, as we all know, is self explanatory. It's putting other people's needs and helping people before helping yourself. And that is really what you're doing when you're working for the rideshare apps as a contractor, as a sole proprietor, or as a business owner, as an LLC. And that is always a positive thing because the more people you help, on the front end, the more that you reap the rewards on the back end. However, it can be challenging. You can get a lot of positive clients that come in your car for the most part, and it's usually smooth sailings. Excuse me, smooth sailings because you know where you're going. You usually know your city, though it could be more challenging if you go on vacation to a new city and you decide to hop on the app and you do not know where the hell you are going. And I know that there's a party or an individual out there that is saying, well, hey, you still got the maps. And that's true, but it's a little different once you know where everything is. You know the back roads, you know where the cops gonna be, you don't know where they're doing construction, you know the influential side of the city, you know the poverty side. Now I'm not being biased because there's negative things that can happen no matter what county you're in. That's just true. So, but yes, being of service that goes a long ways, and people can feel that allegedly. Some can feel it because they're empaths when they get into your car. Some can't feel it when they get into your car because they had a bad ass day. Yes, I said bad ass day. They had a bad ass day, and it has nothing to do with you. They still can feel your positive energy, and then they may start talking to you from the back seat. And that's positive because again, that's being of service. That's helping people. You helping people without even helping people beyond you just getting him or her from point A to point B. And that is always a good feeling. Those that currently do rideshare, those that do rideshare apps, but not from the driver's perspective, just as a customer, you all can comment below if you all agree with me. Because, we're all interdependent, how I've said before, and you can't be of service without helping people. On the contrary, you can still be of service and people have bad attitudes. So that's just something that you have to take note of when you're being of service. Everyone is not going to be positive, and it makes sense because everyone has something that they're enduring with mentally or physically, you know. And it's kind of the luck of the draw. I would say that it's the time of the day when you're being of service. Yes, that does play a role. If you pick someone up at the crack of dawn, they're more likely to be quiet. They're more likely to go to sleep. They're more likely to have their headphones on. They're more likely to just want you to get them where they need to be, most likely work or to the airport. And once you do that, they will give you a lovely, lovely comment and a wonderful tip. And then they also may give you a referral and you keep it moving. Being a service, it's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. And you if you're really listening to your client after they decide to talk to you, you will understand that they're grateful for you being of service. There's been many times that I scooped my clients up and they thanked me like I walked on water. And of course, I smiled and told them, "Hey, no problem. I'm just, here to serve you. I'm here to be of service. I'm here to help you." So I had no problem. That's how I had no problem waiting past the 5 minutes. That's how I had no problem turning back around because you forgot something. Him or her forgot something. And that's what it's about. It's about being of service. And if you look at it that way, you'll make more money. I truly believe that. Let's say you say to yourself, "Hey, I'm going to do 12 hours. And within these 12 hours, I'm going to serve 200 people." Now, I don't know what city you live in. That's a hell of a goal, and it's possible because anything is possible. But if you just use that as the base, by the conclusion, you're going to make a lot of connections, a lot of money, and help a lot of people. And that survival part, the survival part, let me tap on that for a minute because that survival part is serious. I mean, rates has dropped from what my sources have told me. That the rideshare apps, they do not pay how they once paid. And if that is the case, the money still adds up. The money still adds up. And, when you have an electricity bill to pay, or you want to take your significant other out, or you want to hire a service. And when I say service, I'm talking about food services because I like to eat. So I'm not saying that there's some of you all that had your mind in the gutters, but unless you working on your house or going bowling, get your mind out the gutter. But yeah, that's a survival thing because bills, as we all know, they don't stop. They continue to come. They come, and come. And when you think that they are resting because it's Sunday, guess what? It's in transit. It just hasn't showed up to your mailbox or to your PO box because it's Sunday, and we know what Sunday is. Sunday is the day that mail usually is on pause. Just that one day, though. And I know currently a lot of people are getting laid off. Times are tough. Some businesses will care and give you grace, but they only gonna give families or single fathers or single mothers or single people or people just in general. They only gonna give you so much grace. So that survival part is essential. And you understand that as you're serving people. I recall me being of service and hearing stories about money being tight, stories about significant others not knowing how to have, money management. They're blowing the money on gambling at the casino. They're blowing on betting on games. And what was always worse about it when I heard these stories, the one mate and the one person always found out when it was too late. Rent due on the first, mortgage is due on the 15th. If you tell your significant other 2 weeks in advance that you blew the rent money, I'm not saying that they won't be able to pick up the slack, but 2 weeks of notice is better than 48 hours. That's just what I personally believe. And I always wondered when I heard those stories, like, is she going to divorce him? Is he going to divorce her? But again, I've never been married, so it was always a mystery. It was just like that survival thing is real. It's real, and that's one of the roles between service and survival. Because if you're being of service, you're helping other people survive, and you're surviving yourself. And it doesn't have to be you driving for 12 hours. It can just be you driving for 2 hours or 4 hours. No matter how small the amount is, it all adds up. This goes back to perspective. So if you be of service to people, people will be of service of you on the back end. That will be the byproduct. I just wanted you all to know this. If you all were not aware, if you are contemplating and getting into the rideshare business on any front, I would advise you to do it. Though I'm no longer going to do it again, and I can touch on that in the further video at another date. But yes, share this video with anyone that's contemplating about doing rideshare, contemplating about everybody just having it easy or thinking that they're the only one that's going through something. Because once you embark on doing rideshare, you will hear a lot of positive stories, a lot of sad stories, and a lot of stories of survival of people trying to make ends meet. Again, like, share, and subscribe. You all have a good one, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.